Welcome to How to Pick Your FERS Retirement Date Like a Pro and 4 Little Known Mistakes to Avoid. So what's the best day to retire? Well, that's a reasonable question. It oftentimes leads to that water cooler conversation. There's so much misinformation about retirement benefits and what's worst or best, what you should do or shouldn't do. Unfortunately, this leads to a lot of mistakes and potential misfortune. This video is brought to you by the FERS Blueprint, online FERS retirement training, and I'm Kelly Monroe, creator and chief illustrator. We know how hard it is to build your retirement benefits knowledge because retirement trainings are hard to come by. And that can leave you vulnerable to getting information from financial salespeople who just want to sell you an annuity or something else. Plus, they don't always have accurate information. And that's why I decided to take the FERS retirement training that I've been teaching for years at agencies and turn it into simple online video lessons, and I call it the FERS Blueprint. That way, you can get your retirement training when you want it, and without a pushy salesperson trying to get you to buy a product. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can get a retirement date checklist that you can use to help you plan your own retirement. You'll need to know this first. Before you pick your retirement date, you need to know the answer to this question. When does your FERS pension actually start? The technical answer is the first day of the following month after you retire. But I think it's a lot easier if we just use a picture. Let's pretend that Franny FERS retires on January the 15th. You see here, her pension doesn't start until February 1st. Now this could leave Franny in a bit of a pickle because she won't be getting any pension until the next month. That's why the general rule of thumb in FERS is to retire on the last day of the month, no matter what day of the week. Is that all? I wish it were that easy, and I bet you do too. But there's a bit more to picking your retirement date. And I'm going to show you some mistakes that you'll probably want to avoid. Mistake number 1, giving up or losing annual leave. When you retire, any annual leave that you have on the books or that you haven't used as vacation is paid out to you in a one-time lump sum payment. Pretty cool benefit, right? But if you're in a use or lose scenario with annual leave and you want it to be paid out at retirement, then you'll need to retire by that leave ending date for that year. Otherwise, you'll miss out on that use or lose leave. But isn't it the same every year? Well, here's the challenge. The leave ending dates change every year, so that can make it tricky. For instance, the leave year ending date for 2017 is January 6th, 2018. And yet, the leave year ending date for 2018 is January 5th, 2019. OPM does publish a leave year date calendar, and I've put the URL below this video for your reference. Mistake number 2, paying more income taxes unexpectedly. If you've saved a lot of annual leave, then you're likely to get a pretty big check, but it's taxable. This income is going to be added to all of your other earnings that year, and this might cause you to have an unexpected and maybe even expensive tax headache. What happened last year? Why didn't you call me? Talk with your tax professional. Ask if it might be better to pick a retirement date on the last day of the year or within the first few months of the year when your work earnings will be less so that your annual leave may be taxed at a lower rate. You know, tax planning and retirement go hand in hand. Unless you like tax surprises, which most of us would prefer to avoid like the plague. Mistake number 3, losing TSP monies to penalties. A lot of people plan to use money from their TSP when they retire, but they aren't too clear about the age restrictions before they pick their retirement date. You see, normally you must be at least 59 and a half years old to take monies out of your retirement savings account, like TSP or an IRA. And if you're younger than that, you could have to pay something called an early age withdrawal penalty, plus normal income taxes. And this unfortunately can get expensive. But there's a really important exception for your TSP. If you retire or separate from service, as in quit or you're RIFed, in the year in which you turn 55 years of age or older, you can take withdrawals from your TSP without any early age penalty. It's called a waiver. So don't be in such a hurry. Here's a mistake that sometimes people make. Let's just say that someone retired at age 57. And next, they decide to transfer their TSP to an IRA right away because they don't know anything about the early age withdrawal waiver inside of TSP. Boom! Once the TSP is transferred to the IRA, the waiver is lost, and any withdrawals under age 59 and a half may be subject to that early age withdrawal penalty. The moral of the story? If you're retiring under age 59 and a half, you should strongly consider leaving your TSP, your funds at TSP because of the early age withdrawal waiver. I've put a link to the TSP information in the description below for you. Mistake number 4, thinking that FERS starts right away. While it's true that your FERS pension does begin the first day of the month following the month you retire, that doesn't mean that you'll immediately start receiving payments that quickly. You need to be prepared to wait because OPM's retirement application processing can vary quite a bit. Personally, I've seen 6 weeks' time all the way up to 9 months or longer before the full pension is received. It can be a big mistake to retire without enough savings to take care of everyday expenses, and money can get tight really fast. Even TSP can take 4 to 6 weeks after you retire before you can request payments. So it makes good financial sense to start out retirement with at least 4 to 6 months of expenses in a savings account. That's the bare minimum. Make sure that you know how to pick your retirement date like a pro before you get ready for your retirement party. If you'll have use or lose leave, check that leave date calendar so that you don't risk losing that extra leave. Talk to your tax professional about how the extra income from the annual leave payment may impact your tax planning. Map out how you'll access your TSP monies. And finally, make sure you've saved enough to wait while your retirement application is in line at OPM. Wouldn't having a retirement date checklist be helpful? Personally, I love a good checklist. You can click right up here to get your Pick Your Retirement Date Like a Pro checklist. It's totally free. Just click right up here to get your checklist. I've also put the URL below in the description. Click right here, download your checklist.